Champions squaring off in the very first round. This is what happens on the Euro Tour. We've only got 16 seeds, and it's all done by the Pro Tour Order of Merit. How are you playing over the course of a calendar year in the floor events? And that means that even some of the biggest names in the game aren't seeded players. They've got to come through qualifiers to get here, such as the world number 4 Adrian Lewis, who until Thursday was in the hunt for a Premier League playoff spot, in the hunt for the Premier League title. But he had to qualify to get here, and he takes on the former Lakeside Champion and 2-time World Master, the Bullet Stephen Bunting. A titanic clash of 2 world champions, 2 big names, and 2 hugely entertaining darts players. After this, it'll be Max Hopp, the great hope of Germany, closing out the night against Zoran Lurchbacher. Paul Nicholson joins me, Dan Dawson, in the commentary box for this one. We're running a bit late, but I don't think it's going to take long.
No, this is going to be a swift match, but it's going to be tight. Slight board adjustment needed. But you mentioned a titanic clash. Only one of these guys is going to sink tonight.
Well, the winner of this goes through to face the Diamond Ian White, one-time practice partner of Adrian Lewis, both from Stoke. And Ian White's been playing some excellent darts, of course.
Adrian to throw first. Game on.
Ian White was the man who knocked MVG out in Saarbrücken last time out on the European Tour. He was averaging well over 100 for his first 3 games in the tournament, and it's Ian White who awaits the winner of this one. Is it going to be an all-Stoke clash with Adrian Lewis, or is it going to be the man from St Helens, Stephen Bunting, going up against 26. the Diamond?
Well, Adrian Lewis travelled with Ian White this morning. Of course, Adrian Lewis was playing in Sheffield last night at Premier League.
40.
Told me as he walked into the hotel this morning at 11:30 that he got an hour and a half sleep last night because there was a party in his hotel.
48.
And they were being thoroughly inconsiderate.
Not ideal preparation, although it looks like Stephen Bunting's the man who's come here with very little sleep, because he's managed to score 74 points with his first 6 darts.
Well, both of these guys should know something about getting no sleep, because they've both got children. Adrian Lewis once said to me, after he had his little girl Myla, that
100.
He was glad to get the darts a few weekends because that way he got some sleep.
$59.
Well, we've been giving this the big billing all day. It's just taking a little while to get going. This might be the moment it does. Oh, hang on.
140.
It's like a boxer showboat in that one. Quick spin of the arm before we chuck the third one in there.
Right, he can do anything, Adrian Lewis.
Well, he really can.
At 60s without even looking at it.
92.
Adrian Lewis is a guy who's once handed a set of rusty nails. And I know, he's gone the old Merv route. 8 then. He will be back. Handed a set of rusty nails, and he managed to throw a 14-dart leg in his just very first off, straight away. I know a lot of dart players have, chucked nails and biros and straws and all sorts of things.
140.
But being able to just ones you've never held before in your life and then chucking a 14-darter, it's just unreal.
Charles in the first leg.
A double 4 gets the first leg on the board.
Second leg, Stephen to throw first. Game on.
Well, it was 19 darts that leg, but Adrian Lewis will take that.
He should have been using the nail.
I'm surprised Peter Wright hasn't used nails.
60.
He is running out of options. He's exhausted pretty much every projectile going.
He did switch his darts, didn't he, at Premier League a couple of weeks ago? He said that these are the ones I'm going to go with.
He practices with different ones, doesn't he? And
Yeah,
then says, that means that when I get to a game, I'm fresh and it feels, I'm concentrating on the actual darts. It seems a ridiculous idea that you practice. Practice playing
81.
football by playing basketball. Madness. But Peter Wright will do what he wants, and he's doing it very, very effectively.
60.
Winner of 2 of the first 3 European Tour events of this year, Peter Snakebite Wright. Can he make it 3 in 4 this weekend? We'll find out over the course of the next couple of days. Wright is the number 2 seed here.
100.
He enters at the second round stage tomorrow, and it'll be James Richardson whom he faces. And Richardson was a fantastic finisher earlier today as Adrian Lewis raises his arm to celebrate the first 180 of this contest.
And he's got fans in the crowd. Lady in the front row is wearing one of his shirts.
95.
Not a good slip from Bunting. That means he's not on a finish, so Adrian Lewis can compound his misery with a couple of big trebles. I don't think he understands, Lewis, why his darts are going a little bit too upright.
They are oh, wow.
35.
It's gone so upright, it's just been spat out the board. AD, that's awful, he mouthed to himself after his second dart, and I don't really think his opinion will have improved that much after the third.
125.
That's a lot better from Stephen Bunting. Leaves himself double top to respond and get another leg on the board, or first leg on the board, I should say.
140. Stephen, you require 40.
There was 19 darts in the first leg. This could be 16 if he hits it first dart. He'll take a 17 or an 18. He'll definitely take an 18 now.
18
it is.
Stephen Bunting, relegation to throw first.
Well, like you mentioned, both guys had to qualify to get here. 80 got through Scott Derbyshire 6-2 and then tag game with the ever tall McTodd. Stephen,
that is a big game, isn't it? Mick Todd and AD Lewis, there aren't many bigger players in the world of darts.
Well, I want to see Mick Todd versus Vincent Camphouse.
No, that is big. That is
it's like Land of the Giants, that.
Yeah, preferably reffed by Richard Ashdown. Maximum for Lewis, so in 2 legs.
Stephen Bunting qualified by virtue of beating former world champion Richie Burnett
96
and his management stablemate Dave Pallett.
Oh, 80. Just kicking into gear here. 145, leaves 36 for a 10-dart leg.
I think he might have figured out the air now of how the darts are going. Sometimes, 60, if you can figure that out mid-match, that makes you a wonderful, wonderful dart player. I think he may just be throwing them just a little harder.
Getting short to the third leg, Adrian Lewis.
11 darter, best of the match so far.
Game on.
Yeah, well, we know if AD starts getting into his stride, he's very difficult to live with. He's a man who threw a 9-darter in the Premier League not very long ago. He's a man who's won titles this year already. Stephen Bunting, after his stellar
40.
first year on the PDC, then continued to show glimpses of what he could do. He'd have good weekends here and there. He has added to his title haul in the PDC, but just in general,
60.
the consistency has dropped for Bunting, and so what were, last 16 and quarter-final appearances, and now last 32 and second-round appearances. And
85.
that affects the money you win, and that affects your ranking, and more importantly for Bunting, you feel it affects your confidence.
Well, the problem is, his game may not have dipped.
100.
But everybody's just getting better. You've got people coming through, and even people who not even qualified for the European Tour
54.
yet, who are playing so well. I think Richard North is probably a very good example of that. He's made a couple of quarterfinals on the Pro Tour in his first year, and he still hasn't qualified for the European Tour yet. Sure, we'll see him in the future.
109.
But is this the response from Stephen Bunting? Looking to break back. That's a maximum from Adrian Lewis. It's 3 and 3 legs for AD, and he needed it to get to a finish and put some pressure on this. But is it enough pressure? No, it is not.
With leg Adrian to throw first.
He had perfect darts to finish that leg. 180, 180, 65 out. Great stuff, boys. Keep it going. The crowd
57.
enthralled in this match.
Well, they've had some great stuff today. Some of it's been great quality. Some matches have had a lot of drama, and this one is now heating up.
140.
They have met on a number of occasions, 6 times in total. As that is number 4 for Adrian Lewis. He's hit 4 in consecutive legs. And we know that Adrian Lewis has this ability. I remember, you can pick out big matches from all over the world where Adrian Lewis has gone on runs of 6, 7, 8, 9 legs where he's hit 180s consecutively in. Doing them under pressure with players throwing him back at him. I mean, everybody remembers him doing it in the match play against Phil Taylor, doing the Grand Slam again against Taylor. Some incredible games where when Adrian Lewis just gets in the groove, he cannot miss the 60.
Adrian Lewis was part of the best match I've been a commentator for, and that was the Auckland Masters World Final. World Series final against Barney. What a game it was.
That was more dramatic than high quality, was it?
Indeed.
That's mismatched darts in handfuls for both men, one on double one.
Indeed. There was a lot of quality in the middle of that match from both guys.
41.
Sometimes matches need those missed darts for extra drama. Only just hits the 9. That whole thing is shielded now. He's got to move.
9.
Well, he's going to get another go at it. We've had 4 consecutive holes of throw here. All Bunting can do is put himself in a position to break if Lewis
96.
messes up here.
You require 32. But
there's no mistake.
Adrian Lewis.
And it is 5 consecutive holes of throw. 6 times they have met. 3 wins apiece. And curiously, it has gone win-loss, win-loss, win-loss all the way through. So if you believe that pattern is going to continue, well, it's Adie's turn to win. Because the last time they met was the start of last year in Barnsley on the Pro Tour, and Bunting won that 1-6-5.
Time will tell.
And that was the day that Stephen Bunting won his last title for the PDC, beat Michael van Gerwen in the final.
83.
And it's important to remember that, because that came, that's kind of in the middle, that win, of Bunting's problems in big stage tournaments and indeed all over the place. You know, he's not performing at the level he was when he first came over to the PDC, but he still had a day there where he's going to beat Adrian Lewis, Peter Wright and Michael van Gerwen and claim the title. And that is 180 number 2 for the Bullet.
Yeah, it's not a bad way to remind yourself that you're a world-class player. Winning a PDC title and beating some of the best
41.
players in history along the way.
Stephen, you require 98.
Well, 2 visits to see this off. You're going to need him.
78.
There's been a lot of that going on today. People
the
using
old Royth tops.
Indeed, the insurance of not hitting the 60.
Might see another one here. Oh,
121.
That's a good one. That's a very good one.
Come on, Adrian. Don't make George Noble. He's the
Stephen,
finest referee in the game,
20.
having to go and pick your stuff up.
You see, and I'm going to get it later. He might need it right now.
15.
He's going to need it right now.
Well,
I'll have that back, thanks.
He could do it with 2 darts.
Adrian, you require 59.
I'll tell you what, if he had hit it with no flight, that would have been just cheeky.
Well, 19 for tops for a break of throw and a bit of daylight between these 2. Good guy. Well, he did need the 3rd dart, and it's a good job he did have the flight on it, because that is the break of throw that just gives Adrian Lewis a little cushion.
He's going to get George Noble to pick his flights up all the time from now on.
I'm not sure George is up for that.
100.
We'll get George a little device to pick them up like a, one of those litter things.
A grabber. Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Flight retrieval device.
95.
If anybody tries to make one from now on, don't worry, I've got the patent.
I'm not sure you'll make your millions, but good luck to you.
140.
Adrian Lewis, a winner on the Pro Tour in Milton Keynes. He was stunning that day. Held off Michael van Gerwen in an absorbing game. Van Gerwen
85.
missing a dart for the 9-darter. Adrian winning the leg. Proving to be critical there.
It was a proper game of darts, that was.
Well, he nearly won the title with a 9-darter. Beat Dave Chesnell in the final. In the end, he messed around a little bit on the winning double, but it was a quite stunning display from Jackpot. He'd been threatening for a little while to win a title
31.
this year. Made a final at the UK Open qualifiers, another semi-final. Hit a 9-darter in Barnsley. And look at this.
140.
Dismissive wave of the hand that Adrian Lewis sometimes
He's swiping
uses.
right.
Yeah.
Swiping right for not good enough.
Yeah, exactly.
59.
On a giant imaginary foe. 64 needed. 16 or 8. It's 8 for tops.
24.
You're never quite sure what double Jackpot wants to leave. He always used to leave tops whenever he could, but then he'll go through spells of double 16, and then sometimes he'll just change mid-game. And I'm never quite sure. I mean, he's
100.
a superb double hitter when he's on form, hits pretty much everything. But
New shot in the
it's very difficult to know which way he's going to go. But right now, it looks like he's going to go into round 2 to take on the Diamond D and White, because Stephen Bunting is being forced to win the last 4 legs on the spin.
I think he's more of a tops man. I think
99.
on the whole, over the course of his 12-year career, he's gone for tops more than 16s, I would say.
125.
I think he comes from the Phil Taylor school of, he shouldn't have a favourite double, he should have at least 2. You know, 16s and tops, 12s or 18s. He should be good at them all.
123.
Well,
Predominantly, he's a tops guy.
I agree, he is a top guy. Oh, I see, yeah.
Well, he's going to be the top guy. He gets to 6 before Stephen Bunting, and it's looking very likely at this point, unless Stephen Bunting can reach into that bag of tricks of his and find something.
40. $96.
It's a valuable 57 from 80. He knows that next time he comes to the board, if he plants a 140, he's going to be sitting on tops for the match.
60.
That's awkward. Got to bend it like Beckham now. Switch down the board, and that's not a bad
78.
switch.
Well, Adrian Lewis, having to qualify for this, he had to qualify for the second Euro Tour event of the year, and he got another tough draw there as well. He was beaten by Darryl Gurney, and that was a standout tie from round 1. We said at the time that was one of the best first round ties we'd seen set up on the Euro Tour. This is right up there with it, but Lewis looks to be coming through this test, because double 16 is there, 102 checkout, a 15 darter, and Jackpot, the 2-time world champion, has seen off the former Lakeside champ Stephen Bunting. He will take on the Diamond D and White in an all-Stoke affair tomorrow in the second round. We've got one more spot in round 2 up for grabs.